Some girls dream of marrying wealthy men who can provide them with material luxuries. However, these relationships can sometimes come at the cost of emotional connection and fulfillment. On the other hand, being with someone you love and who loves you back can bring happiness and companionship, regardless of financial status. The choice ultimately depends on what is most important to you: wealth or love and companionship. Natasha Muslimorova was an ordinary girl born and raised in a regular family in Minsk. Though her family was not living in poverty, they only had enough money to meet their basic needs. Natasha was not content with her situation, and from a young age, she decided that her husband had to be well off. She dreamed of living a rich life without having to worry about where to get money for a vacation or a new dress. Natasha was so serious about her goal that she didn't let herself fall in love with cute and funny but poor guys. When Natasha was 19 years old and a university student, she got a part-time job as a waitress at a local hotel to earn some money. The job paid well, and the people staying in the hotel were wealthy and cultured. The work was hard, and Natasha was often so tired that she had no strength or desire to make new acquaintances. One day, Natasha delivered room service to a client, and that meeting became a turning point in her life. The client was Syed bin Maktoum Al Maktoum, a nephew of the Emir of Dubai. Syed was a real sports enthusiast and had come to Minsk to participate in a competition. He was an extremely private person and traveled with his own kitchen staff who prepared all his food. He barely ever left his room, but fate had different plans for him. When Syed ordered an orange juice, Natasha happened to be the one to bring it to his room. Despite her self-consciousness and poor command of the English language, she managed to charm the sheik in just a few minutes. Syed invited Natasha to have dinner with him, and she accompanied him to a shooting club. Their chemistry was undeniable, and Natasha couldn't even imagine that this accidental meeting would soon change her whole life. Just 5 days after they met, Syed was already standing at the entrance of Natasha's parents' apartment, ready to ask for her hand. Prior to that, he asked Natasha if she would be willing to convert to Islam. Natasha's parents were wary of Syed and were extremely worried because he was already officially married and had 5 children. They also weren't thrilled about Natasha converting to Islam. However, Natasha was eager to marry the sheik, and her parents decided not to stand in her way. The wedding took place in Minsk, and the couple went to Cyprus for their honeymoon and then to Dubai. Sometime later, Natasha converted to Islam and changed her name to Aisha. Although Natasha always called her parents and assured them that everything was fine, her father wanted to make sure of this personally, so he went to visit his daughter in her new home. Aisha met her father at the airport in a big white Infiniti, which was a gift from her husband. She told her husband that she wanted a black car, but Syed insisted on a white one because it symbolized purity and peace. Aisha's father was impressed by the luxurious lifestyle his daughter was living, but he was also concerned about her happiness. He noticed that Aisha was distant and reserved, and she seemed to have lost her spark. Aisha confided in her father that she was struggling to adapt to her new life. She missed her old friends and family, and she felt isolated in Dubai. Syed was a loving and caring husband, but he was busy with his own life and rarely had time for her. Aisha was also struggling with the cultural differences and the expectations placed on her as a Muslim wife. Friends, it's a fact that some individuals have a preference for wealth and luxury in a partner. While they may look down on those who don't fit this criteria, it's important to remember that everyone has different priorities and values in relationships. The choice between a wealthy but potentially lonely life, or a simple but joyful one with a loved one, is a personal one that only you can make. It's a common saying that when you marry a poor person, you only have each other, but if you marry someone wealthy, you may have everything except for their time and attention. Ultimately,